I would like to tell you something. Actually, the recording didn't start.
No!
So could you please tell us about yourself, your job, your country?
For sure. So I'm Colombian. I was born here in Bogota. I'm 38 years old. I've been married for 9 years and we have a 6-year-old daughter. So a mother, a wife, a daughter, and also a career woman. I've worked throughout my career in different areas, mostly in the energy business, and now I'm in the foods and beverages industry and different areas, but lately very focused on strategy and transformation. That's where I work, and right now I head the business transformation area in for the Andean region: Colombia, Peru, Ecuador, and Bolivia.
What are the fun facts and difficult parts of your job?
The diversity is the fun part. Within my function, I work across very different areas of the company, different countries, different types of projects. And I think that's what makes it really, really fun. It makes it exciting and challenging as well. And right now, I think that the transformation that as a company we're going through, moving from a more traditional approach to business to a more agile approach, is really making it very, very exciting and dynamic.
Super. So as being a strong woman leader, what do you think what was the most impactful decision contributed to your character?
When I was 8 years old, my family and we went to live to the United States. And I think it was the first time that I was faced with understanding the perception and the vision that people outside of the country had of Colombia. It was very eye-opening, and it also made me develop a sense of respect and pride for my country, for who we are as Colombians. And I think that was a first point. After that, I've had several international opportunities, and that has made me also build that character and learn from other cultures and be more sensitive, more aware of the differences that are out there. And I would say lately, being a mother and also a career woman has been a challenge that has taught me so much to keep my balance and to stay focused on what's really important.
So how do you run your routine day?
Sure. So I wake up between 5 and 5:30 every day. I do exercise for half an hour. That gives me time to think about my day. And then I have a cup of coffee. I get organized. And I have a routine that I call the winning days. Every morning I define 2 or 3 priorities for my day, things that I need to get done. Around noon, I check that list. I make sure that I'm on track, or if I need to change anything in the afternoon to make sure that I get those things done. And then at the end of the day, I have a half an hour that I call the checkout, where I make sure that my priorities are complete and if there's anything I need to adjust. That's basically my daily routine.
Perfect. So now we are moving to the second part of interview about innovations and startups. How do you see the disruption in your current industry? What is coming? What do you expect?
So having been in the energy sector before, I see that this food and beverages industry is one that is being disrupted in a less fast, less intense way. It's a little bit slower. However, we are seeing a lot of good ideas, very customer, very, very human-centered coming up. We see that there's small companies that are really much faster at understanding what the customers want and developing very quickly products and especially experiences that really meet those needs. So we are seeing that. And I think that as a big corporation, what is important is to understand that we're part of an ecosystem where nobody can do anything by themselves. So we think about startups and new ideas as potential partners.
Knowing that the size of the data is growing, as a leader, how you cope with these changes? How you update yourself?
What I do is I follow certain accounts on Twitter, and that helps me get an overview of the things that are happening. And then when I see something interesting that I want to go deeper into, I go to the article, to the book. Lately, I've also been listening to podcasts, the Tim Ferriss podcast. He deconstructs world-class performers. So it gives me an insight into things that are happening in very different fields of knowledge. And where something sparks my interest, I go and go deeper with the interviewees that he had.
Thanks for sharing your experience with us. I think it will be helpful for our listeners. So now the third part of our conversation is about the culture and your country, your lovely country. So what are the top behaviors, top cultural facts that you like about your country, and what others that you, if you had chance to do some improvement from your side?
So I think in terms of the positive, one thing that really defines Colombian people is resourcefulness. We are a resourceful population. If we don't have the means, we find them to get things done. We're very hardworking, and that when you put those two things together, it really is very powerful. And also that we love to have fun. We enjoy ourselves. We get together and really enjoy life. Those are the great things about our culture. I would say that one of the opportunities is discipline, especially during this time of pandemic. I would like to see our community and our people more disciplined in terms of the things that we should be doing to take care of ourselves. So I think it's part of being a tropical country, right?
Yes.
We don't have seasons, so we are not good planners. We're not very disciplined as a culture.
There are definitely similarities between Mediterranean culture and the South American culture. So similar habits. So are there any interesting hand or body gestures in your country that is not very well known to the rest of the world?
Yes, I'm not proud of this one, but people say that we point with our mouth. So if my daughter asks me, where's my notebook? I will say, there.
Really? That's interesting. Now we move to the last part, your advices as a business leader, an experienced person from other part of the world. So how do you develop yourself? And are there any books you suggest to us, any book writers?
I guess the greatest piece of advice that I would give is work on your self-awareness, understand how others perceive you for the good and the bad, because that will tell you your strengths and also it will tell you your areas of opportunity. And I do think that perception is reality. In terms of books, I didn't tell you before, but I am part of a book club, a women's book club. So every month we read something different, chosen by somebody different, which is great because it makes me read things that I would have never chosen for myself. I love it. So I read a lot. I like it. And I would recommend the novel by Amor Towles, A Gentleman in Moscow. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic, good for these times. And in the other one that came to mind is Factfulness from Hans Rosling. I don't know if you've read it. It's great. It talks about how facts tell us that the world is better than we think.
So interesting. Actually, it is a kind of an energizer book, right? So motivational book.
It's full of facts. It shows you with data, which I love, that we think things are worse than they really are. And we have this tendency to think that things are terrible, that there's poverty all over. There is, of course, but the data shows you that we're better and that we've been evolving so much in the past years. So that's a good one.
Great. Thanks for this kind advices. So now we are coming to the end of our interview. So I would like to check with you if you have any proverb always clicks in your mind that you would like to share with us.
The one that I use the most is don't look back with anger. Don't look forward with fear. Look around you with attention. And another one I really like, which I think is Chinese, is if people around you don't listen to you, kneel down and ask for forgiveness because it is your fault.
So, Juliana, it is a great pleasure to host you in my video series. And again, it is a great match. I couldn't imagine more any other country who has such diversity and also women leader who is managing the diversified teams. I really enjoyed this interview. Thanks a lot. And I want you to teach me one thing more, how I can say goodbye in your local language.
Okay. So you say adios, but between friends and informally, we say ciao.
Super. It's easy.
Ciao.
So adios and ciao. Thanks, Juliana. Ciao. Best wishes to your family. Hope to see you, talk to you soon, and wish you a healthy life. Thank you, Juliana.
Thank you. Thank you. It was a pleasure. Pleasure talking to you, Murad.